good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever time I'm watching this. I much appreciate it. Oh, God, my dang headset fell off when I went to adjust my hat. Alrighty. So, recently, the past couple of days here, the animated series for JoJo announced its newest installment with Steel Ball Run. Now, with every new JoJo part comes people who are interested in JoJo being like, oh, can I skip part 1 through whatever? Can I skip part 1 through 6? Can I skip part 1 and 2? And I'm here to say you can. You don't really need to watch the old ones before watching 7, but I will say if you do, when you get up to the pearly gates, when it's your time, St. Peter's going to be looking at you and he's going to be like, ooh, part skipper, huh? And I don't know if you want that on your conscience when your soul's weighed against the Nubus's feather or some shit. Anyway, the build we are going to is a classic Ogryn build. It's fun. We got the Mach 4 cleaver with the Ripper gun, and then for the talents we have Heavyweight, Smash 'em, Best Defense, Big Friendly Rock, Soften them up, Pumped up, Indomitable, Stomping Boots, Trample, going over to grab Slam, Strike True, Batter, Bonebreaker's Aura, Bruiser, Get Stuck In, No Pushover, Attention Seeker, Frenzied Blows, Dominate, Delight and Destruction, Heavy Hitter, Just Getting Started, Unstoppable, and Great Cleaver. That's the build. Let's get into a game, shall we? Alrighty, and Rin. Oh. Had to get my car smugged today, and I renewed my registration. That's, in total, that's a little over $200 in the damn cup. But car pass was smiling. Car pass with flying colors. So that's all up to date. And I do have to renew my license soon as well, which is also a pain. But I have to wait for like 3 days for my address to update because the DMV for some reason can't operate at a functional way. Like any candidate that can run on DMV reform would probably get like 10 million votes. Anyway. Did anyone see that freaking trapper moonwalking, or was that just me? Anyway. There's a trapper somewhere around here, and I think it might be behind me, but... oh, no, it's not. Well, Ripper guns in hallways, you know how it goes. Punch. But yeah, that's always a pain. And then in the future, because of fucking stupid ass new law or whatever, I don't even know if it's actually like official yet or if it's just, I don't know, but the new fucking real ID shit where you can't vote if you don't have a real ID, and it's just another form of voter suppression done by Republican parties to help ensure their victory due to their increasingly unpopular rhetoric. Anyway, that's enough politics. When I was at the damn place getting my shit smogged, they were like, oh, do you have any like lights on or whatever? And I was like, yeah, I have a maintenance required light on. And he was like, oh, this must be the oil change. I said, no, actually, I think it's from the radiator because I had replaced the radiator and the sensor's not hooked up. And he just said, nah, it's the oil change. Or it's the oil, someone didn't flick the button when it's there. I can reset it for you. I was like, oh, sure. And he was like, okie dokie. And then he went out there, said some shit like, we got to smog at a fucking button reset. I was like, cool. And then 5 minutes later, car pass with flying colors. And I'm good for another 2 years where I have to do it again. Hi, Chihuahua. Woo. But luckily I don't have to get my real ID for a bit. I have a couple years before it'll like matter. Also gotten into college today. It's a community college, so nothing to really be like, oh my god, congratulations, since they'll accept anybody. But I've said my issues with the education system, my experience with the education system being less than ideal for, well, learning. Essentially, TLDR, I struggled through school. No one's surprised. I mean, just look at me, I have a V to Bachelor. But my end game GPA, and I don't think I'm a stupid person, like, genuinely. I think, especially in my adult life, I've learned a lot more than I used to. I had like a 1 in total. They said like I had 6 different GPAs on the fucking, when I called at my school. And I don't know if it was just like from that school and they didn't add up from the other high school I went to or whatever. I had a 1.6 GPA. I was like, God damn, I really am fucking stupid. Holy shit. But I got accepted into college, so cool. I will say, I was curious though. So I was at community college, so once again, I wasn't really worried about it. I did look up, I was like, do they actually, because like, if it's Harvard, yeah, I expect them to check, but like, do most colleges actually like, fact check you on your GPA? Like, if you have a, like, I assume it, like, if you have 1.5 and you say you got a 2, are they going to rinse you for it? Because, like, does it vary? If you have a 3.6 and do you say you have a 3.7, will they get you for it? Oh, I presume, like, some higher prestige would. I gotta open up my window so it's getting a little toasty in here. Or I turn on my fan. That's also an option. I got a fan. It's a little loud on the high settings, but on the low setting it's pretty quiet, so I can just put it on that. But you might hear a horrible noise in a moment. But turning on the fan. Alright, hopefully that's not picking up too bad, if at all. It's a nice fan too. It doesn't really make that normal fan noise of the whoop whoop whoop. It does make a noise, it's not silent, it does have blades, but it's also very, very good at whirlwind. Jesus criminy Christmas, pardon me. Sorry, I muted my mic to clear my throat. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh my goodness, my eyes are watering. Jesus, criminy Christmas, pardon me. It's like I'm a mute real quick. Okay, nose blown successfully. We're good. We should be good. Woo. Got it. Some paper towel right here. I keep paper towel by my desk pretty much at all times during the summer because as some of you may know, I suffer from really easy nosebleeditis, and when it gets really dry or really hot, I nosebleed. Just when it's dry, because it can even nosebleed when it's cold. But hopefully I live in an area that doesn't get as dry as my old spot. Because I live near mountains and trees and shit now, which is pretty hype. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I just cleared my throat without muting. It was disgusting. Whew. Oh yeah, Marathon, some of you might know, it's a new extraction shooter coming out from people from, I don't know if it's from Bungie or if it's from people that worked at Bungie. I know that it's got like a big Destiny 2 fan base following. They're kind of like keeping their eye open on it. It's an extraction shooter. Unlike Tarkov and like Hunt Showdown, it's not so like dark and nitty gritty. It's a little more like, it's kind of like Apex aesthetics a little bit. And it's been in the heat of discussion, even though the game's not even out for a few months now. In fact, I was even talking about it in one of my videos. I was saying like what would be the appeal as a Tarkov player to play this over Tarkov, right? It's because I was criticizing it correctly, rightfully criticizing it for being at a premium price and also chock full of microtransactions. However, that's mostly been the discussion of like, okay, microtransactions, why play this over Tarkov if you're a Tarkov player, yada yada. Like criticisms of the gameplay, and obviously extraction shooters being very niche, just in general. Wow. Okay, I'll just miss again. But Asmongold, the rotting corpse rat alarm clock, cockroaches crawling all over me, literally gums rotting out of my mouth, Asmongold, had oh so brilliant Asmongold, said that if the female characters aren't conventionally attractive, then no one's gonna play it because shooters are made for men. And I'm like, once again, I have no issue or qualms or quarrels with attractive video game characters. I love the beautiful woman. What can I say? But Marathon is a first-person extraction shooter where you play as robots, it seems. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say there aren't robots that are hot, but you can't say robots are conventionally attractive without the thing of it's conventionally attractive for a robot. And it's all like these, I mean, it's just like, Asmongold really doesn't have a spine, right? He's not a real human being. He's a group of bacteria that has taken over a corpse of an individual. Kind of like how the black mold has taken over J.K. Rowling. It's kind of like that. The cockroaches have crawled into a skin suit. They decided to name Asmongold and keep streaming to suffice themselves. Anyway. This is really loud. I just don't get these guys. And also, like, it's kind of a similar thing of, like, their depictions of conventional attractive beauty changes every fucking game. I remember when Monster Hunter Wilds came out. Now, it wasn't Asmongold who said this, because, but, you know, they're a dime a dozen, these type of capital G gamers, right? We're saying, why does Monster Hunter Wilds let you put beards on a female character? Why Monster Hunter Wilds is woke because it doesn't have gender, body type. It's body type A and B. It's woke because you can wear female clothes as a male character and male clothes as a female, vice versa. And they were like, then they were calling Olivia and Gemma, even Alma, a little caught some shade like this, although not as much. They called Gemma and Olivia transgender because they had strong chins. Now, let me be clear, I love transgender people, I love my transgender homies. But these guys were using that as a point of criticism, like, oh, Olivia's a man, Gemma's a man. And then the game did really well, and then they flipped on a switch, like, the woke left, they're upset and angry, Monster Hunter Wilds is popping off, because the left hates beautiful women, I guess. It's just, I hate these, I miss when gamers were like, I don't have no life because I'm a gamer. I have because I'm a gamer. I have many, and it's like you got Halo, Master Chief, the fucking Gears of War guy. You got freaking Bloodborne guy on the graphic T-shirt instead of being like, I think we should kill all women, and I'm like, whoa. Truly wonders what makes me wonder what. I mean, I know what happened, right? It is a. Gamers, for the longest time, were kind of like poked fun of, and even today they still are, because of their hobby. And because of that, they formed communities, and sort of like, some of them got a little creepy with it, right? And that's how we got like stuff like incels and whatnot, and like, you know, like the sweaty dude bros, oh, girls don't play game type shit. But then it evolved from there because certain individuals in like the manosphere were able to be like, oh, these gamer guys get really angry. It's really easy to piss them off because they see themselves as victims. So anything that does criticize them, they take it as a personal attack. So a bunch of media and individuals on the internet started catering content towards pissing these people off and to exploit money from them. And it worked. By golly, it worked. And that's why like gaming has evolved to what it is today. Like, well, I shouldn't say gaming because obviously there's a lot of really good games out there, and really it's not. A lot of times it's not the game's fault; it's the gamers, the consumers' fault. But that's how we have this like gaming culture going on right now, where a lot of it is really toxic, especially towards women and minority, in the lieu of attempting to be anti-woke or whatever. I was gonna just ping that, but. Yeah, a whole lot of social engineering to get guys who are already pretty quick to anger, even angrier, so that they can essentially farm. It's infinite money generator. Anyway, Wanderstopped is out. It's been out for a while, and it was one of those games where I wanted to play it on the channel, but unfortunately, I didn't have any money because. It turns out getting the unemployed debuff means that your money growth is to 0. But I do wonder how it is. But I don't think it's one of those games that would really like pop off. It's made by I think it's made by the people who did Sailing Parable, if I'm not wrong. So it's definitely gonna be interesting. It seems like there's gonna be like a crazy twist, and I do want to get it at some point. Oh, my nose is bleeding a little, just a little. It also bled a little bit at the mechanics, but luckily it wasn't bad enough to really be a problem. What are the games that are coming out? Actually, not many that like in like near time, other than Marathon, that I can think about. There's the Switch 2 coming out this year, but that's not. Is it coming out this year or next year? It's coming out in the future, but obviously it's not probably anytime soon. Ouch! I know there's a Space Marine 2 update out where you can hunt the Trigon, but it just feels like one of those things where I'm like, it doesn't really entice me to go back because. I feel like a lot more needs to change about Space Marine 2 before I download it again. I mean, I could be convinced, but I don't know. Like with Monster Hunter Wilds updates coming out soon and like events and stuff, I'm like, you know. Trying to think. Yeah, there's no real like games coming out that are at least on my radar. There's probably some indie games I haven't heard of coming out soon. I know the Forever Winter update is out, and I gotta download it again because it looks fun. The Forever Winter update, if you didn't know, Forever Winter is an extraction shooter, PvE only, which is like kind of cool, right? Because I'm be real, I like PvE extraction shooters probably a little more than the PvP ones. Hunt Showdown excluded. They're changing the water system. So before you had a real-time water system, and you need a certain amount of water to unlock upgrades on your in your base, in your home base. But now they're changing it so water's purely a currency rather than like a real-time diminishing resource, which I think is I understand what they wanted to do with the diminishing water, but the fact that it was real-time was a bit brutal. And I think it was just, I think having it as a currency is a little bit more enticing to me as a gamer, because it's not like something I have to stress about in real life. When you're like, oh fuck, my water's almost gone, you know. Especially with the mechanic of like water thieves, so like you're, you know, I think it's much better now that it's just a currency. a lot of enemies down there. Woo. Sure, I'll drop down. Fuck it. We're getting down here, we're getting down here. Let's swing it up or type shit or whatever. Sorry, is that a plague Ogryn? It is. Woo. There is a... There it is. Hello, you. Fortunately, I don't have any more speed left, but I'll be able to manage. You know, and I should say, you know, I was talking about microtransactions earlier. I have no issue with microtransactions. I have issue with quantity of microtransactions, right? If you are a free game, I am more lenient on you having microtransactions than a paid game. Because free game, I'm like Darktide, I think is a game where it deserves a lot more heavy criticism. I almost just implied that Darktide is free. Darktide, not free. Has a lot of microtransactions. Probably too much. Darktide is a game where I'm very comfortable criticizing it a lot for its microtransactions because it's a $40, $60 game depending, right? And the price of these cosmetics are pretty pricey for things you can't even see in match because there's not a third-person view or a third-person camera thing like there was in Darktide 2. Now, I think they should give us a third-person view. I think that'd be really fun. I know there's a mod for it, but I think having it be official would be better and obviously funnier. But compared to some microtransaction hell games, Darktide's like not even that bad because it's all optional cosmetics, right? I think. And it's a multiplayer game, so there's and it's live service as well, so it's going to exist well beyond its selling point. I get it. Even though I'm it's still a little, these prices are a little steep. I'm a little more lenient on games like Darktide, but also still heavy on the criticism. Games I am incredibly heavy on criticism for are single-player games with microtransactions. I'm looking at you, Ubisoft. You're gonna give me a tunnel of heretics, I'm gonna go through it. There's no reason why Ubisoft games should ever have microtransactions, and whoever decided that should be drawn and quartered. Generally. Cat, don't meow at the fan. It's producing a nice soothing air for me. But even free-to-play games are not free. I mean, look at Apex Legends. That's a free-to-play game, and those microtransactions will put you into fucking debt. Like $500 fucking item skins, or whatever the fuck they're called, relics, whatever. Three battle passes a season, cosmetics that are like $20 fucking. At least in the $20 cosmetic packs for Darktide, you get a variant of a hat, the normal hat. You also get you can mix and match the stuff with other stuff, right? So you can use all the stuff you buy. $100 fucking dive trails. It's insane. I think Apex Legends probably is the worst free-to-play monetization out of any game. Maybe even more than Overwatch, but Overwatch is also pretty up there for bad monetization. Because once again, those cosmetics are pretty pricey. But that being said, it's not the worst. And I think they made recent improvements to it, right? They brought back loot boxes, and you can earn the loot boxes for free, as I'm aware. Which is pretty neat. I think the game it's a bit weird I say this because it does deserve a lot of criticism, but Sea of Thieves has simultaneously one of the best and also one of the like most disgusting microtransactions. And I'm not saying cost-wise. I think cost-wise is like some things are a little up there for like their crossover stuff, for like the Destiny collab or whatever. Well, actually, the Destiny collab weapons were only like $6, but like for their ship collabs, they can get pretty pricey. It's like $50 for the Destiny ship set or something, some crazy amount. And then, but on the flip side, the Plunder Pass, which is a $10 investment, that you get enough ancient coins to buy off the free pass, or, you know, enough to buy the next one after you've bought the Plunder Pass, or like the Premium Pass. The Premium Pass is it's like 1 or 2 cosmetics every 10 levels, and then the rest of it is pure free cosmetics, and you can complete that Battle Pass in like a day. Like a good day will net you like the entire Battle Pass, if not most of it. And you get a lot of the premium currency, and you get a lot of rewards. But also, Sea of Thieves is a little bit turning into a walking billboard. And I don't mean in the Fortnite way, because like Fortnite has a lot of cosmetics and like crossovers, yeah. But it's like cool and neat, like being able to play as fucking Master Chief or Batman or you know, or the Hatsune Miku, right? That's all cool. That's great. For like Fortnite, like is a party style game, right? Where all this stuff is like cool and crazy, and people love it. It's good for the gamers, good for the game. But when Sea of Thieves gets a crossover event, and sometimes the cosmetics are cool, and then literally in the last one for the Blizzard cosmetics that we got, instead of getting like a cool Horde or Alliance sales or like some cool like themed sales for their other games, it's literally just the game icon that you would see on your monitor. It's like, here's WoW, here's Overwatch. At least the Overwatch sales have an excuse because that's literally the Overwatch logo, but it's just like, wow, this is like the BattleNet sales are literally the BattleNet insignia. It's like, wow. It's not even like done in a cool way. It's just kind of like, it takes up maybe like a sixth of the sales. So yeah, that's Sea of Thieves for you. But if you made it somewhere in the video, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, or don't. I'm not your mother, but you better brush your teeth and have a good one. Also, I've been in angry mode for a while. I just realized, my bad. Bye-bye.